you know sports. I'm Mike Gualtieri, joined alongside Matt Porter, and what an exciting year of college football it's been. BC 7-0, and in the midst of it, a lot of upsets.
Upset is the exact word, Mike. I mean, this season started off with Michigan losing to Appalachian State. Totally blew my mind, but it certainly set the tone for this season. Then you had USC, another #1 team, losing to Stanford, and then you had Cal, the #2 team, losing to Oregon, the Beavers, and you had LSU losing to Kent State. I mean, what an amazing season it's been thus far. But it certainly worked out in BC's favor, don't you think?
I think so far it has. A lot of people are wondering why South Florida leapfrogged BC this week's poll, Matt. But the South Florida did that because they're #1 in the BCS computer rankings. BC's #2 in the coaches poll and the Harris poll. But the computer rankings, South Florida is #1, BC's #7. And that's all because of strength of schedule. So BC fans, don't worry. If BC wins out, the strength of schedule, it probably will overtake South Florida again, even with South Florida's strength of schedule down the stretch. So right now, BC 3, South Florida 2 in the BCS, but still, yeah, all BC has to worry about, Matt, is winning.
And you got to think with South Florida's schedule that South Florida's got to lose a game at some point this season.
A lot of tough matchups on the stretch.
All right, and moving on now, we are actually going up against Virginia Tech, and maybe that will help us leapfrog some more positions. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, the Hokies are a very good team, 6-1, BC 7-0, of course. The Hokies only lost to LSU. Glenn is QB, a lot of good rushing attack, and it's always tough to play the Hokies Thursday night at Lane Stadium. Look for an exciting atmosphere, but I think BC edges out the Hokies in a close one, Matt.
I couldn't agree with you more. And Mike, I believe you were in Notre Dame last week, and you have a little piece for us on the Holy War.
Yeah, you know, at Notre Dame, BC's had the edge in the last couple matchups, but it's still a great rivalry. Let's take a look at the piece right now. 80,795 packed Notre Dame Stadium to see Notre Dame host BC. It started off well for BC. Andre Callender with his 7-yard TD run. After a missed extra point, it's 6-0 BC. Then it's the Andre Callender show. He has his long reception here and a run setting up a Matt Ryan pass from Andre Callender. Again, it's 13-0 BC. After 2 Notre Dame scores to get within 20-14, BC spreads out the score with this TD pass to Kevin Challenger. BC ahead now 27-14. Then the defense does its job, sacking QB Evan Sharpley, and the super fans are loving it. Well, another edition has been written in the Boston College Notre Dame football rivalry. BC wins this one 27-14. From South Bend, Indiana, on the campus of Notre Dame, I'm Mike Gualtieri. Now you know sports. Of course, Virginia Tech is next on BC's schedule this Thursday night. Well, Matt, we've been talking a lot about bowl matchups. What's your fantasy bowl prediction?
Well, Mike, I got to say my fantasy bowl prediction is probably not going to happen, but that's why it's fantasy, right? My fantasy bowl is Virginia Tech and BC in the national championship. Is that even possible, Mike?
I'd be interested if both teams in the ACC match up. But I would say if I had to pick a fantasy bowl, I would have to go with outside. I would say BC and Ohio State for a big-time matchup there, if you had to pick one. But it's still wide open. A lot of teams left for the national championship and a very wide-open college football season. Expect even more upsets to come down the stretch, Matt.
And hopefully just none of those upsets affect BC in a negative way, right? But let's go OSU to lose, right?
That's right.
All right.
And I think that's it. Now you know.